Hi, this is Daniel from Poster Boy. Just talking about how to get the best output from your print files. And what I'm going to talk about now is always use vector shapes as much as possible. And let me just show you what I mean by that. So I've got a couple of artworks here from previous jobs, and they're about the same size, essentially 1 meter wide by 2 meters tall. And there's one difference, and that is with these logos. So the logo here and the logo here. So if I swap to wireframe view, you can see that the logo over here is part of this image, while the logo over here is a vector shape. And what that means is when something's a vector, it doesn't matter what size it prints at, it's always going to print nice sharp lines, right, and nice tight angles like that, and it's going to be very distinct. You know, the color of the black is not bleeding at all into the color of the pink or the magenta, whereas if we go over to this blue logo and zoom right in, you can see it's got this pixelated look, and there's a bit of pollution in the color here, and when we print that, that's all going to be printed out exactly like this. This is how it's going to look. And this is where you start thinking about things like viewing distance. If you're going to get close to this, then that's a problem. Like if this was a business card, for example, and this was how the font looked, that would be a problem. In this case, it's fine because the viewing distance is quite large. And just for purposes of comparison, what I've set up here is I've got, you can't really see it, but so I've rasterized this lower logo. So this is a raster or an image, and this is still a vector. And if we put it back up here, and I'll zoom right in so you can see, you know, over here the vector is still very nice and very sharp, whereas over here it's, you know, it's getting ugly. So to get your best output, and like with this artwork, what I would recommend is that you would scrub this out of the image. You know, do some kind of you know, Photoshop it, smooth this out, and then get this logo as a vector and just drop it on top. The same with this logo over here, just to improve the output, and that's what I'm talking about with all these things, just trying to improve the output of what your print file is. So wherever there's an opportunity to use vector, especially with text, always try and use a vector. If you need to work it in a certain way, maybe you need to flatten the background together to isolate the font, like that's something that you can definitely do. Like in this case, you know, with this banner, you know, you can see they've isolated, they've got all these images and then they've isolated out these vectors. So as much as you can, use vector. So I hope that helps. It's Daniel from Poster Boy Printing. Thank you.